My heart aches. To exist as a dwarf in the eternal realms is to suffer. This pain is my people's companion and follows us closely. We know it all too well. Behind our mighty walls of brown stone we suffer. With an army of monsters dead at our feet we suffer. We've grown strong. We are the Nazusheb, yet still we suffer. What future can we hope to build? My heart aches, yet no longer does it beat within.
Well, hello you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Stetargusgash, Honeystoker. And we're still coming down off the excitement of our recent highly successful raid of Whisker Demons, the Goblin capital, and home to the larval castle, the citadel of Gugo Oozeburial, who is of course the demon king of the torment of witches. And yes, our acquisition of that mighty artifact is exciting to be sure, but that's not really the way we wanted to go about things. Now is it? We have a fortress of powerful warrior vampires. Well, they're supposed to be powerful anyways, but in reality we don't really have that many warriors, and we can't spare that many either. And the ones we do have, well, they're not the most skilled fighters even. Kind of a damn shame. They get the job done to be sure, in terms of fortress protection, but our attempts at raiding have been more than a little lackluster. Not to mention the fact that we already lost a squad of 6 dwarves over here in Profane Evil, 3 of which I presume were killed, and the other 3 are now prisoners, who we don't seem to be able to rescue, which is extremely bothersome. And I'll tell you what, I'm thinking that at this point some of the dwarves are getting a bit tired of our pitiful attempts at raiding. The sneaking around is absolutely fine, but that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Our goal here is to destroy the goblins. And because we're still feeling a bit worked up over our recent successes, I'm thinking we should head out to that goblin pit, Profane Evil, where those 3 are still held prisoner. And I'm thinking we should take some more decisive action, if you know what I mean. Yes, I'm thinking we should send out the Boarbloods. I was avoiding sending them out because it would be nice to have their protection here at the fortress if something happened, but I don't imagine it would take that long for them to get out there and then come back. It shouldn't be a huge issue. And so yes, even though I'm a bit hesitant over the whole thing, I think it's time we send them out. Let's do it. It is high time we take action against those goblins. We will raid Profane Evil using the Boarbloods. And you know what? I think we're going to pillage the place in an open attack, instead of raiding it sneakily. We have to show those bastards we mean business. Good luck, you dwarves. Although I'm still feeling pretty positive. The Fallen Poults had basically no skill whatsoever in fighting, and they didn't have the best equipment either, but these dwarves here know what they're doing, so I'm thinking that their chances will be at least a bit higher. They gotta be, right? Really hoping. And before they get back, we have some fortress business to attend to. In addition to our usual building projects, we have this dwarf here, Aral, one of the nurses, who's been causing a bit of trouble in the fortress, throwing tantrums and whatnot. I thought I'd give them a little bit of a chance, but they don't seem to be coming out of it. And so they are currently on their way down to the Quartzite Caverns, in which they will find their new prison, inside of one of our asylum stalagmites. And you know what? That might just do the trick for them, honestly. Time will tell, of course. But if we have a look down here in our asylum, you can see up here there are 2 dwarves who are now a bit, well, they're distracted, but they are no longer in a bad mood whatsoever. It really does seem strange, but it looks like some dwarves actually respond very well to being locked up with no external stimulus whatsoever. I don't know, I guess it just must give them some time to relax and meditate, perhaps? Like we have this guy over here, Doma Spike Razor, who, yeah, is doing absolutely fine. Not even a little bit stressed, which is just weird, but hey, you know what? I'll take it, that works. And so, my buddy, I think you've earned your freedom. You and Mathall over here. Yeah, you guys can head back to the fortress. And as for the rest of you guys, well, you just hang tight. Yeah, it's a strange system we have here, but it seems to be working somewhat anyways. Oh, vampires. The tunnels beneath the Eternal Realms are much like a diseased mind. Both are the birthing place of things both strange and cruel. Though while the creations of a mind are quite immaterial, those things that creep forth from the tunnels beneath our feet are much more tangible and far more deadly. The forgotten beast Falona Fimariata has come, a great feathered sauropod. It has a pair of knobby antennae and it is slavering. Its rose feathers are long and narrow. Beware its poisonous bite. Well, this is what I was afraid of. A forgotten beast, a sauropod, an enormous creature, and it has shown up in the third cavern lair, and it looks to be almost exactly where that turtle showed up a few episodes back, except now this creature is on the ground, not up in a tree, and I'm pretty sure it can reach the fortress, although it seems like I say that every single time, and they rarely can get to our fortress. So I suppose we'll see what happens. The bad thing about this is that the Boar Bloods currently aren't at the fortress, they all just left, and so we are relatively undefended. Yeah, that's not stupendous at all. Well, having a look here, you can see the creature is down to the southern portion of the third cavern lair, and I don't believe there are any dwarves down here at the moment. There shouldn't be anyways. And while I imagine this is going to go like those past few forgotten beasts that we've had to deal with, where we try to get the dwarves up to the meeting hall, and then just lock the quartzite caverns up behind them. I would love to go fight the thing, but I'm not sure it's an option. Not without the Boar Bloods anyways. Yeah, there's not much we can do about this, other than run and hide like cowards. Well now, I'll tell you what. We do still have the Helmed Autumns here. And while they're still not the very best fighters in the fortress, they are all fully equipped and they all do have silver warhammers as well. I suppose it's an option. I mean, if that thing can't get to the fortress, then we're going to have to dispose of it at some point, right? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to group them up towards the quartzite caverns somewhere. How about here, actually? In this little entryway here. We have fought forgotten beasts in this room before. And on top of that, I'm also going to turn on a burrow, just to get the dwarves out of harm's way. And now let's watch this beast and see what it does, if anything. Oh yes, it appears to be moving straight in. Yeah, no two ways about it. This creature can reach us. Not superb. Alright, everything looks good. Let's do this, dwarves. All non-military dwarves get to the meeting hall right now. And as for you Helmed Autumns, get down here immediately, because that forgotten beast is coming in. Quickly, I would assume. And yes, I assumed correctly. The creature is heading up the ramp that leads to the quartzite caverns, although it has spotted a wounded war wild boar. Oof, and then sent it flying, killing the creature. No big deal whatsoever. Here it comes, working its way up, and it looks like the Helmed Autumns are pretty much in place. There are 8 of them here now. Not terrible. That beast will be here shortly. Prepare yourselves, Nazusheb, for this will be your greatest battle. Oh, and here comes the creature. It's moving in, bypassed the alleyway, and is now destroying workshops. You big pest. Well, I don't think so. Helmed Autumns, let's get out there and take care of that beast while it's busy. If we're lucky, this could be over fairly quickly. You just gotta pile on and beat the hell out of that beast. Let's do it. Alright, here they go. They're moving in down the hallway, headed towards the end, and we're gonna start taking things slowly. It looks like the sauropod just took care of the last workshop, as the dwarves are rounding the corner and combat has begun. Dwarves are moving in, fighting with the creature. The beast is not hitting our dwarves, but has already had some of its ribs cracked. Awesome. Alright, keep fighting. There we go. Moving in, more and more dwarves. Oh, I see a dwarf on the ground. There's some blood there. Blood from the beast. Ooh, who has taken quite a bit of damage now. Its tail's broken, its lower spine is fractured, and one of its feet are fractured too. Very good. Oh, but it looks like the creature is now enraged, which is certainly not good. It is on the ground and completely covered with dwarves now. Oh, and did you see that? Forgotten beast teeth all over the place. Oh yeah, it looks like somebody kicked it in the mouth and all of its teeth went sailing out. Amazing. Keep at it, dwarves. I think this is almost over. The creature does not appear to be able to do much of anything, despite it being enraged. Yeah, just kind of laying on the ground, slipping in and out of consciousness, as the dwarves continue to beat the ever-living hell out of it. Oh boy, this is great. Oh, whoa, it looks like somebody's injured. Hold up. It looks like it was Ada Stelidcog, Washed Boots. She's the one who stole that crossbow, and it looks like her lung is bruised. Okay, so it's not that bad. Alright, they're keeping at it, still fighting with the creature. I'm not sure how this sauropod's still alive. They are really letting it have it. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to speed things up a little bit. Hopefully nothing too traumatic happens. Just wailing away on the beast. And they don't seem able to... Oh, there they go. Fantastic, the creature was killed. Finally. And it took one heck of a beating, too. Well, very good job, Autumns. Man, that was actually a surprisingly skillful battle. For dwarves who aren't the most skilled and do not have the best armor, they managed to kill a truly titanic forgotten beast. It took them a while, but hell, there were no losses. Damn good job. Well, I suppose that'll do it. Let's get back to work, dwarves, because there is still a lot to do. Of course, you all know that, though. No surprise there. And while you dwarves are working, I'm gonna busy myself up here on the surface being extremely concerned as to why the boarbloods have not yet returned. I mean, it hasn't been that long, I don't think, but still I would like it if they showed back up. Like right now. Come on, was that stupid of me? This is absolutely ridiculous. We're supposed to be a fortress of warrior vampires, massively powerful vampires that save all of the dwarves from the goblins. And here we are, all sorts of concerned that our best fighting squad has fallen to a group of 10 goblins. That's a little silly, I think. To be perfectly honest, I was hoping that rant right there would entice them to come back. Just so I could be like, oh phew, here they are. But they're still not back. Well, while we're up here on the surface, I want to point out this dwarf here, Aiden. A new dwarf, a hunter, just kind of up here going about their business. And it looks like they are hurriedly returning back to base. Yet she was just out hunting, and she managed to track down a drake. Quite skillful. And then she managed to shoot the thing with her crossbow. And with a single hit, she hit it in the lower body and spilled its guts. Which is a kill, not the cleanest kill, but it does the trick. But I think maybe she didn't realize what would happen when she shot the thing with her crossbow, because she starts screaming, I must withdraw, help, save me, woman, what the hell are you doing? You're a hunter, you must have known what was gonna happen, you idiot. Oh, would you look at that, just while we happen to be on this screen here, I noticed that it's the first of Limestone 302, which means that autumn has arrived. And so dwarves, let's make our way to the meeting hall to enjoy yet another autumn festival. And I'm really hoping this one's curse-free. I swear it seems like bad stuff always happens during the autumn festival. It's supposed to be the most joyous time of the year. But here we are. In fact, I guess bad stuff has already happened with our boarbloods being gone like they are. I am still a bit more than a little concerned about that. But I suppose they could still show up, right? Try not to lose all hope. If after the autumn festival they still have not shown up, then, well, I think it's safe to say that they're gone. And I gotta tell you, I really don't even want to think that's the case. Because now I'm starting to realize how much we lost if they are gone. We lost our 10 most skilled fighters in the fortress. And on top of that, all of the armor and weapons they had, which includes a number of artifacts. Oh boy, that is not good. Yeah, that's a terrible realization right there. It's been a roller coaster lately, I'll tell you. And you know, the worst thing yet is that we haven't even begun approaching our ultimate goal of destroying the goblins. Our goal here with this fortress is to make all of the Eternal Realms safe for dwarven kind. And hell, humankind too. I'm not sure what we can do about that. We seem to be floundering, dwarves. Ah, hell. Beans, get another round of drinks in here. These vampires are thirsty. The Autumn Festival. Usually a time of great mirth and joy for the dwarves of Honeystoker. Though this year's festivities are tainted by a simmering rage. This rage, like a fire, grows and consumes. Though the dwarves had best remember that the flames of their hatred can be no match to the very real flames of a forgotten beast. The forgotten beast Nomar Sor-Uja has come. An enormous, hairy slug. It has thin wings of stretched skin and it undulates rhythmically. Its brown hair is patchy. Beware, it's fire. Oh my goodness, another forgotten beast. Like back to back with these guys, come on. Now that last thing had a bite, which okay, it's a bite. But fire? That's a different story, certainly. It looks to have appeared basically right next to where that sauropod showed up, down in the third cavern layer. And additionally, this one can fly. So yeah, I'm going to guarantee it can get to the fortress. I'm just going to try to speed things along and watch as the thing moves in. The dwarves are now all at the meeting hall, so that shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully. Now, fire is a bit terrifying, but if I recall correctly, if a dwarf is equipped with a shield, they can kind of block the flames. And additionally, if there's no flammable vegetation around, then there's no risk of a wildfire getting started. So I'm basically going to do what we just did with that last Forgotten Beast and send the Helmed Autumns down to this level. They are all equipped with shields and there is no vegetation here. So I'm thinking this should work out. Hoping. We will see. Alright, they're already arriving. Very good. Oh, but it looks like that Forgotten Beast is here already too. Oh man, that's not good. Alright, come on guys, come on, hurry up. Okay, here they are, all assembling. Very good. Alright, I got the game paused here for a second, and I gotta say, I'm terrified. But this is also so goddamn exhilarating. Are you ready, dwarves? It's time to do this. Alright, the dwarves are moving in towards the entrance. They are exiting. Beware that fire, dwarves. Oh. Oh, well, that was surprising. Huh, okay, well, a single hit. They hit the thing right in the head, or the body, I guess, and bruise the brain, killing the creature. Huh, well, amazing. Then they continue past, like, where's the beast? Alright, it's right there. Fantastic job, dwarves. Man, oh man, yeah. Helmed Autumns. What the hell's going on with you guys? Just too damn good. Dwarves of Honeystoker. Let's hand it to the Helmed Autumns. They are doing some remarkable work. Certainly, man, oh man. Not that I want to be too hard on the Boar Bloods, but come on now. They still haven't returned from their mission. Extremely distressing. But with a legion of freakish creatures being belched forth from the dark caverns below, perhaps the dwarves of Stetargusgash are right to be distressed. For surely, given enough time, one of these monsters will be wily enough to see the end of the vampire dwarves. The forgotten beast Ludasum has come. An enormous, feathered mongoose. It has large mandibles and it is slavering. Its charcoal feathers are downy. Beware its webs. Going from bad to worse here. First of all, the 3 forgotten beasts? You saw how close this one showed up after that last one. What the hell's going on here? Autumn Festival. It's goddamn cursed, isn't it? Oh my. We're cursed, is what's going on here, I think. And to prove the fact, this bastard here has webs, which are terrible. But like a poisonous bite, it's not much to worry about really. Fire can be deadly, sure, if you approach it in the wrong circumstance. Definitely. But Ludasum here has webs, and webs are a real challenge. Not really something we want to go messing around with. Because one burst of webs from this thing can entangle all of the Helmed Autumns. And if that happens, then, well, they're goners. That's it. Done. The shields can't block that. Vegetation does not matter. And I'll tell you what, we've been very lucky so far. I do not want to spoil that. And so I'm going to be a little bit more careful with this guy here. Having a look here, it is in the first cavern layer right now, up in the northeastern corner. And as I had said before, the first cavern layer is a tangle of fungus and webs and all this other messy crap. And there really is only one way down to the fortress level. And it's through a narrow little tunnel just to the south of where this creature is. But I guess I'm remaining hopeful that it cannot get to the fortress. I don't really want to fight this one. I really don't. Anyways, let's quit yammering here. Let's follow this bastard and see what happens. Alright, it is moving southward, which is not excellent because that's where that tunnel is. Oh no. And actually, you know what? Oh boy. Okay, I paused the game, but there was a war wild boar right there. And if there's a boar this far out in the tunnels, then it could only have walked here, which means there is a path to our fortress. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Well, it is still the Autumn Festival, so we can be relatively sure that all the dwarves are still down here in the meeting hall, which is great. And assuming it takes a bit for that creature to get to the fortress, we might have time to get a dwarf to come down here and pull this lever right here, which will close this bridge right here, locking that mongoose up in the first cavern layer. Let's give it a try, dwarves. Alright, well here's Erel heading down to pull that lever, but they are quite a ways away. I'm not sure if we can make this. Yeah, no way. Ludasum's already heading down. Cancel that lever pull, but maybe we can get this one here pulled. This will close up all of the caverns, which will definitely stink, but, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Pull the lever, please. Quickly, very quickly. and Errol has once again taken up the task, although there is still quite a ways to go. Oh, let's hold up a goddamn second here because we just got a combat report. Oh my goodness, would you look at that? The Boarbloods have returned. Holy hell, that's really something. Alright, well, that's fantastic and all, but we kind of have to deal with this. We'll check in on that in a second. Still watching Errol here, who is heading down to the Quartzite Caverns, and it's looking to me like they'll be able to make it there. Ooh boy, I don't know. Hopefully. Okay, it looks like Ludosum has stopped here. I think it's twisting its body around, destroying this door. Hey, that's fine by me. Take your time. It looks like Errol made it to his lever and closed up the caverns. Alright, that is excellent news. I really did not want to fight that one. Anyways, back up here to the surface, it looks like the Boarbloods have returned. Goddamn exhilarating news right there. Let's have a look at their report and see what happened exactly. Mission report. Pillage profane evil. Alright, looks like they head out. Oh, and there was some combat. Ooh, quite a bit of combat here. Gonna move up a little bit and take it from the top. Alright, the Boarbloods arrived there. And it looks like tactically they were outmatched by the goblin Vit Sun's Brightness, which is not good news. And then combat began, with the wild boars charging in. That's pretty cool, actually. You know, I've never actually seen war animals accompany dwarves on raids like this. Although that being said, it doesn't look like they performed that well, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of combat from the boars. And then moving down a bit, and we could see here that a wild boar, Sow, clashed with 33 trolls in profane evil. Well, it seems like there's quite a bit more than just the 10 goblins here, I guess. And in fact, one of those trolls killed a Boarblood. Mathfall Strike Fortresses, which is a damn shame. He was a good dwarf, and for a while he was known to be the fortress's finest engraver. Well, I guess I'm glad the rest of you returned, but we still have no signs of those prisoners whatsoever, which is just terrible. I thought maybe rolling in and laying waste to the place can get those prisoners out of there, but we hardly did anything to them with this attack. I guess I just don't know what to do at this point. How the hell can we get those prisoners out of there? Well, dwarves, don't be discouraged. We still have our fortress here, and sure, we haven't... hell, I'm discouraged. What the hell do we even do at this point? We can't seem to harm the goblins. They're totally entrenched, and they're way more prepared than I thought they'd be. Are we out of options? Is this it? This might be the fall of the Scraped Chambers, and the end of the dwarves in the Eternal Realms. Here we are locked up in our fortress prison, cursed to be undead monsters for the rest of time, and we are no closer to freeing this world from the clutches of Gugo Oozeburial than when we started. Dwarves, I'm starting to feel as if we've been led astray. The machinations of Moses Stetargusgash have not gone as intended. At all. What the hell did he want from us? He talked a lot of some fairly high ideas of us reclaiming this world, and certainly seemed to think that the power of vampirism would help us do this. But in what way, Moses? Well, at this point, I guess it doesn't really matter what Moses intended to happen with the fortress. What matters now is that the battle has begun. But we can't just roll over and give up. Never. We have to fight. Just the question is, how? How can we fight? Well, to me it would seem like we have two options. Option A, we bundle up everything we can and just throw it mercilessly at the goblins. We'll start at the smaller settlements, like Profane Evil, and then we'll slowly work our way up. Currently we have a population of 144 dwarves, most of which are vampires. There's been a slow trickle of migrants arriving here at the fortress, and with all these new vampires, it would be possible to raise an army of maybe, 50, 60 dwarves perhaps, and we could armor them up, get them all trained, and then start sending them out. But it would take a very long time if we wanted to do that right. It takes time to make the armor, it takes time to get their training in, and the downside of that would be, well, we would lose dwarves, inevitably. Like we just lost that one Boarblood. And if we lose too many dwarves, stress will increase throughout the fortress. And that's not something we want to deal with. Stress will increase, more and more dwarves will be upset, and eventually I assume the fortress would succumb to stress. Not something I want. But it's also not something that is guaranteed to happen. We've got it pretty good here in the fortress. And as long as we kept on top of things, with the help of our asylum down here, then I could imagine it working, though we would lose a lot of dwarves in the process. It's risky, but I could see it working. And then there's the second option on the table. The precision option, we'll call it, wherein we could make a call to all of the Eternal Realms and to the fortress here, in search of a hero, who we could hire on to make surgical strikes at the goblins. Now, while that isn't as flashy as sending out armies of vampires, it could stand a chance to work very well in our favor. If we had an appropriate candidate step forward, we can hire them on, get them all geared up, and then send them out on tactical strikes. Imagine if we had somebody sneaky enough to get into the larval castle and dispose of the demon. That'd solve our problems rather quickly, I'd say. And on top of that, it wouldn't carry as much risk for the fortress itself. Vexing. Well, as it stands, those are our two options. All-out war, or highly precise surgical strikes. Oh geez, looks like Bemble up here, our Lord Protector, is throwing a tantrum, having a bit of a fistfight with one of the helmed autumns. It looks like this decision has the fortress in a bit of a tizzy.
Don't bother trying to play on my emotions.
A sort of a hard stance to take, but if we have a look down here, you can see he is ashamed after starting a fistfight. Well, it's good to see he at least feels bad about it. He's probably just upset after the failure of this past raid. Couldn't blame you. Well, hang in there, you bearded bastard. We can't give up yet. And that goes for all you dwarves. We have to hold things together for now. It is the 10th of Timber 302, late autumn, which marks our 30th year here in Stetargusgash. And dwarves, we've been through a lot. A real lot. We all know it. What started as a modest colony of beekeepers has bloomed into one of the mightiest fortresses in all of the Eternal Realms. Our forms have changed. We have sloughed off our previous lives as dwarves, and we are now the Nazu-Sheb. The world calls us blood-sucking monsters, but we here in Honeystoker know there's much more to it than that. We dwarves here in Stetargusgash are some of the most resourceful beings in all the land. It is here in this fortress that we put an end to Jalassum, the Titan. It's here in this fortress that we have imprisoned mighty Athaka, the Bronze Colossus. He is now our slave, a centerpiece here, and now acts as the beating heart of Honeystoker. No other fortress can claim to have killed as many forgotten beasts as we have. They fall to the might of Nazu-Sheb like flies, most of the time. No other dwarves have dug as deep as us. The caverns are our realms. And of course, who could forget the mighty Tower of Memories, built so that all the beings of the Eternal Realms can see our might plainly. It bursts forth from the ground and rises high into the sky, far above the treetops. It stands as a permanent reminder of the might of the Nazu-Sheb. Dwarves, in the coming year, 303, the 31st of our years here in Honeystoker, we will have made our decision. And with it, a new era for Honeystoker will begin. We will rise. There can be no stopping the Nazu-Sheb. Up in his high tower, he's completely unaware. But Kugo Oozeburial is doomed. Ah, hell. You know what? I'm feeling feisty. We should get this new time started off right. Boarbloods, Helmed Autumns, both of you. I want to get you guys down to the Quartzite Caverns here. We have to deal with this forgotten beast. And I want to say you can. I'm feeling perky. Maybe a little too perky for my own good, but time will tell. And here they come, making their way down. Nazu-Sheb, I know you can handle this. And if we can't handle this giant rat down in the caverns, how are we ever supposed to conquer this world? It'll be impossible. Yes, this is surely something we have to do. Alright, looking like we're all assembled here. Very good. And once more, I'll get somebody to come down here and pull this lever, so we can open the gate and see whether or not the Nazu-Sheb will prevail. They had better. Because if Ludasa manages to web and then kill all of our soldiers, well, our fortress will be free game. But, again, I'm not too worried about it. I think we're good here, dwarves. Lever is pulled. Gate is down. And Ludasum is moving right in. We only have moments here now. The creature's moving up the alleyway. Alright, taking things slowly here. Dwarves, we have to do like we did with that slug. One good hit to the head and this could all be over. Alright, it's moving into the chamber. And I'm already seeing webs. And blood. A lot of blood here. And webbed dwarves. Alright, it's moving in to the group of dwarves. It's on the ground. I'm seeing panicking dwarves. A whole lot of panicking dwarves here. But the creature is on the ground. And seems to be taking a hell of a beating. Fantastic. God damn, but we lost a dwarf. Goden. One of the Helmed Autumns, I believe. But things seem to be going fairly well other than that. Iduristvath Sith is going crazy with his spear, just putting all kinds of holes in the beast. The beast is still going, still spraying webs. This fight could be far from over. Come on, dwarves, gotta hang in there. I'm seeing a lot of webbed dwarves. We have 2 dead dwarves now. The beast is still fighting furiously, but has died. Thankfully. A brutal, brutal battle right there. Oh my goodness, I didn't think it'd be that bad. But here we are. The dwarves are just caked with thick webbing. There's blood pooling around their feet, and we now have 2 fighting dwarves less than we had. The other dwarf being Asab, a hammer dwarf. My god, you beautiful dwarves. That was a wonderful display. I'll tell you what, guys, get the hell out of here, will ya? Maybe you can catch a tail end of the autumn festival. Beans, let's get these dwarves a drink, will ya? They deserve it. Dwarves of Honeystoker, we have shown victorious over the might of Ludasum. It was a furious battle, but we are successful. And in addition to this good news, we have another bit as well, in that I think our choice has been made for us. Our victory over that ferocious forgotten beast has shown us that the only path forward can be through war. You see, I was originally going to leave it up to you guys in the audience, but look at where we are. We did not originally want to face off against Ludasum, but we did. We took a beating. It wasn't easy, but we were successful. And so, dwarves, in the coming year, Stetargusgash will engage in all-out war against the goblins. It's time to get serious. Hello, you bearded bastards. We're here at the end of the episode once more to check out some more fan artwork. And I really do hope you're as excited as I am. Let's get to it. Well, first off, we have a piece here entitled simply Bird. And it is done by Dion. And it is a fantastic rendition of Stetargusgash, the chicken forgotten beast that attacked a couple episodes ago. And man, do I love this, I gotta tell ya. First off, I like all the creative decisions made here. It's a one-eyed chicken, plus these arms, they kind of look like fingers. Creepy as hell. And then it has this like fat rat-like tail back here. Again, creepy. And then the top of the head, it has this crest, breaking into a different game series here. But doesn't this look like an enemy from Mega Man? Like the old ones? I don't know, maybe that's why it's so damn appealing to me. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Just the style, like the way it's standing. I don't know. And colored pencils, that'd be my guess. Very skillful, fantastic. Excellent job, Dion. Very creative. And up next, we have our second piece of the day, an untitled piece done by Art Deco. Art Deco? Something like that. And I thought it went very nicely with this past episode, where it shows one of our Nazusheb warriors proclaiming open bar, dwarves. And there's a couple of goblins in the foreground, one of which is running for Terra, and the other is kind of exploding into a cloud of blood, I believe. Oh, no, I see it now. Okay, the drawbridge is going down. Okay, I didn't see that at first, stupid. The drawbridge is going down and crushing this goblin. Fantastic, I love that, beautiful. And you can see all those little eyes in the background too. Fantastic work. Yes, Nazusheb, the bar is open. And soon we will feed. Excellent. Anyways, beautiful work, Art Deco. And you too, of course, Dion. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And while I got you here, I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Raikon Roleplays, who did the voice of Amos Delayasashas at the beginning of this episode. Guy, you really knocked it out of the park with that. What a goddamn pro. And I gotta say, if you like my videos, you'll definitely like his. Check him out, I've got a link in the description below. Anyways, I gotta wrap things up here. Thank you all for watching, I truly appreciate it. And I really do hope I'll see you next time here in Stetargusgash, Honeystoker. And until then, you bearded bastards.